rank, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, delete your ass, love fame, I'm on wall, got the same, 4-0. 4-0, these people. 4-0. I try to tell these motherfuckers time and time, 4-0. Pussy ass, purple ass nigga, man, 4-0. They get your born ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You that scare ass, cow ass, little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, yeah, young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. Damn, all these niggas run down hate, but tell them zip it lip. And you a dumb ass, scare ass, boy, little body bitch. Damn, and I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know, nigga, don't reminisce. I spit flavors on these damn beats, niggas better catch a bitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. When you a whole ass, dirty ass, little damn body ass nigga. Get body with the damn scripture with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true priest, true line, nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. I got B-Ring, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, delete your ass, love fame, I won't walk, got the same, 4-0. 4-0. I tell you, 4-0. Get your shit together, 4-0. Work. I'ma do this shit till I rock, you little body bitch. I'ma ditch your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I smooth with it, y'all zop, you little body bitch. And I switch nigga on that thought, you little body bitch. And I'ma stay determined like the cars, you little body bitch. And I'm so cold like a bond, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like that Gabar, you little body bitch. And my aim like that a zop, you little body bitch. Need a princess pop out, you little body bitch. Or anyone down the slide, you little body bitch. Yeah. I keep a couple straps in my ride, you little body bitch. Just in case anyone wanna die, cause I'm body bitch. I got B-Ring, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play. Bad bitch, my taste, we vibe, we lay, we purple, we gay, delete your ass, love fame, I won't walk, I sing, 4-0. 4-0. Hey, that's how I tell you, nigga. When I say that, I say that. Fuck wrong with you, pussy ass nigga. That's hell now. That wasn't it. That was not.
Buddies, bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretched, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing. Click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving Halo, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. And Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up. All cause my delivery, I be on that prime shit. Take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir. Treat you like the Ukraine. Raise your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle. I got new aim, fresh kick, spit with the blick. Not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got the Ruger 5 and 7. That's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mess and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. It's 1 West for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly. Be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to run down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog. This the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big burst of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's 1 West for that bag and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, and we outside. Outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, yeah, we outside. It's 1 West on them corners and we outside. We outside with it.
Hey, yo, Habanah.
Hey, y'all, what's up, Ottawa?
Yo, you know we got to do it again.
Damn right.
They're killing us in these streets, you know?
Yeah, man, this shit crazy.
Let's ride.
Let's get it.
My heart goes out to all of my brothers who been shot by the cops. Can't trust the undercovers. Cold-blooded the way they did to Mitch Stanley. Shot him in front of his own home with his family. Innocent black man killed once again. To the hands of these crooked cops, they ain't your friend. Hunt us down, they bloodthirsty men. Gun us down, walk free, and they win.
They killing us like George Floyd. Put a knee to your neck while they hold you down. You can't run, they'll gun you down if you drive away like Andrew Brown. Same way they did Matthew Williams. He had a knife, but they ain't have to kill him. Lied on him, say he lunged at him. He tried to flee, they shot their guns at him.
It ain't gotta be nighttime, it can be broad daylight. Get out your car, try to get back in, they'll kill you like Dante Wright. If you think cops like us, they don't, they hate us with all they might. When they pull you over, guns drawn, finger on trigger, they don't play fight.
Nah, they don't play right. They don't give a fuck about witnesses. Gotta really show them what the business is. Why they out here killing kids, and we see what it really is. Got me losing my appetite. When the bitches harassing you at the light. When you feel you gon' die, then it's fight or flight. That's what happened to Rodney Applewhite.
Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us. They killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us. They killing us.
Never will understand. We living in fear. We killed every day because they got the upper hand. They murdered another man. Yeah, his name Joshua Peace. Kicking his body, he lay in the streets. It's the belly of the beast. That's why we say fuck the police. Fuck.
Crooked cops stay stalking. Kurt Reinhold murdered for jaywalking. Damn. Pull me over, I hand you my gun license. I ain't doing no talking. Yeah. Justice for McHale Rose, murdered by police at 19 years old. Man. They said he had burglarized some place, but that was a lie. Let the story be told.
They live by it, they gon' die by it. Understand what I really mean. Shoot a nigga while he handcuffed in a seat belt that was hood and green. Patiently waiting for the Lord's vengeance. In the UPK, we got the illest team. All devils, they must die. Cut their heads off with a guillotine.
Right. AJ Crones and Sincere Pierce, y'all gonna learn who they are. That's right. The cops massacred these two young brothers and shot at their car. These devils can't help us, it's one solution, let's not pretend. We begin to police our own neighborhoods, we must defend and bring these homicides to an end. Tired of these cops killing us, every day of the year they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us. They killing us. Tired of these cops killing us. Every day of the year, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. When you turn on the news, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us. In broad daylight, they killing us.
Tired of these cops killing us.
They killing us. They killing us.
Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news, it's to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer boy. Took a Zach, watch the dart. Matter of fact, like the dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harvey. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking notes. Call them up like Saturday. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the code and with the speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steps. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rubber, busy man, shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. Okay, when Eve did the Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps, and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, now I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jacob. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't be too baby, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's on who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chains. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feet, you don't never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk.
like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified rubber's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow son. Yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Drake when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Gotta fix the camera a little bit.
Testing. 1 2. Hey, what's up?
You gotta
what's
fix
your name? RH.
This.
What's your name, brother? Brother, you gonna talk or what?
No.
All right, get it together. I was trying to get the party started, man. Like, what's happening?
I'm trying to come straight in with it.
What's wrong with the camera?
There we go. I guess that's better.
It could be a little closer. Like, you can move up. Can it come closer? Yeah, there you go. That's a little better, a little closer. Yeah, there you go. Okay. What? Oh, you want me to talk? Oh, I was ready to talk. I thought dude was coming with some smoke or something. The cat got his camera together.
He's still frozen.
He frozen? Hey, well, you should kick him, and then he'll know he got to come back in. Don't ban him, just kick him. There you go. He might come back. Welcome to another edition of Cross the Line Radio with your hosts with the most captains, Tazar Yak and Katazar of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yahanna,
who will be here this evening.
That's right.
Confirmed.
That's right. Hey, I just saw Hulk Hogan rip his shirt off at the Republican National Convention. With much, the scriptures talks about how with much merchandise they sell us,
brother.
And they are the Republican Party. Listen, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party is the Catholic Church. The Republican Party is the Black Church. The Republican Party got a whore, Amber Rose. Can I say whore? No.
304. 304.
The Republican Party got a 304. That's a white. And here's the heavy part. All the black women that was trying to say Amber Rose was black, now that she done switched to Donald Trump, now they're going to say she white. She been white. Amber Rose been a white woman. She got a white daddy, got a black mama. She been a white. Listen, I've had arguments with this woman, Amber Rose, on Clubhouse over her being a white woman. That's what I had, me personally. She's a white woman. You got Hulk Hogan. Did you see the picture? Did you see the picture of the ear?
Which no.
Go on my Facebook page, Aisha. Go on my Facebook page. Hey, come on, brother. You gonna have to vote for. Okay. Come on, brother. What you gonna do when Donald Trump? Y'all cannot believe that they had Hulk Hogan there and he ripped off his shirt. He said, I ain't Hulk Hogan, I'm Terry.
Terry.
Because that's his real name, Terry.
Is it?
That's his real name, Terry.
I did not know that.
No, go to. Did that say Tyree Gas profiles? What the?
You got. You gonna have to. Your next account is gonna have to be like
Instagram?
The real Tyree Gas. Like you gonna.
All right, go to Tazar Yak on my Instagram account. You gotta see. Listen, they taking. You know Donald Trump about to release some shoes, right? With the bullets, with the assassin shoe.
No, wait, a new shoe?
A new shoe for the assassin. No, I don't want that. No, go back. Hit X that up. Just scroll down. Scroll down. Keep scroll. Right there, Trump. Look at that. Now you see the picture with that ear, right? Wait, what?
Yes, you want the world to see.
Wait, Slack, we got Commander Jenny Hanna. Let's bring Commander Jenny Hanna on. Slacker. Just bring Alawat Panya. Barak. Yahweh Shimya Shabrakata.
Yahweh What's going on, Warrior?
Hey, what's going
on, General?
What's going on, Jenny? How you doing today, sir?
I'm all right. Maintaining, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? How we do.
I
I just want to know, when is now that Hogan has said it, finally said his name is what? What he said his name was Terry?
His name was Terry.
Well, he finally stopped acting like a black man.
Right.
Can we finally end the minstrel show of him acting like a black man?
Right. He been doing it his whole career, sir.
Yes.
His whole movements and everything.
And he's a white supremacist.
Right, definitely. Listen, I think a couple of weeks ago, he had hired some media people to promote his product, and when he found out that it was a black woman, they said we no longer need your services, and they got white girls.
Right.
And I don't know if Ashar could pull it up, but what about when he cursed out his daughter for going with a black dude?
Google that. I didn't even know.
I think it was either his daughter or his son, but one of them was going with a black dude, and he was pissed as hell. I think it might have been the daughter.
Okay.
Like the Republic, like
no. But just find it, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah, just find it. I'm slacking, sir. We just making sure we get that for you.
The water. And it's so sad because the best the Republican Party had to offer was to try to show Donald Trump was a tough guy.
Right.
Because he pumped the fist after the gunshot.
He was black then.
Which is insane.
Man, sir.
That was a white power fist.
When I say insane, that was insane.
Right. And we such a fool if we think that makes him more black because he's more part of being a criminal than being a non-criminal. That makes him more white because they commit far more crimes than we do.
Kind of what comes. So General Iman was bringing that out. Like when we think when we acting more criminal, we're being more black, but really we're being more white, right? Just like America.
Exactly. So,
kind of
case in point, the very shooter was white.
Right. That the shooter was right. You got the video.
That was case in point right there.
Yes, sir. Con, he got the video, sir, of Hulk Hogan's rant about the
you mind if we play that right quick?
Yes, sir. Kind of sir. He just putting it together right now, sir.
No sweat.
We got Commander Yahanna in the building as our special guest. Run the show of Cross Radio tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Whenever you're ready, you can play it.
I'm like the male. I didn't want to go there.
You've been saying brother for years. Any black guy ever say, "Yo, you my nigga," like you my nigga, Hope?
Well, Booker T used to do that to me on TV. You know, and every time I pull up YouTube, there's that famous thing that Booker T, when his brother was there, and they're all talking trash. Booker T goes, "I'm coming for you."
That's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. She's on show up. She's really close to her music. And I've been on the papers. I've done everything fucking with damn day. And I know the radio, I'm jackass. He's working with me to make it work. He goes out and do shit, call her day, and do the shit I do. This song, this billionaire guy, says something. He's like, basically did more for her a year than anybody's done. Okay, he had one song, and for 10 months to shoot it back, still, and momentum, but I try to be
can't make that
the realist, and this is your option. You got a better option. Said you can get signed with fucking.
Oh, there it is.
I know right now there's nothing else. We're doing the best we can. So it gets to the point where
here it comes, sir. I don't know if Brooke he said, for those that can't make out what he's saying, so it gets to the point where I don't know if Brooke was effing the black guy's son or they've been hanging out. I caught them holding hands together on the tour. They were getting close to kind of the effing. Then he says, I'm not a double standard type of guy. I'm racist to a point, effing niggas. But then that's what he said. But he said, I'm racist to the point. He wanted to let them know I'm racist to the point, you know, effing niggas. Like he got to make sure he let them know, although I'm talking to the black people, I'm racist to a point, you know, the effing niggas. He had to make sure that he said it like that, sir.
Listen, you so right. Like the worst thing that ever could happen to a white man, I mean, yes, to a white man, is his daughter wants to sleep with a black man.
Mm-hmm.
And more black men are dead in America than a little bit over the fact that, you know, these white girls have accused black men of murder, and he's no different, and it's neither are the Republican. Really, the whole RNC, the whole Republican convention is about who's going to rule over the niggas.
Right.
Who gonna get us in line?
That's right.
There's always a getting us in line, always getting us in line, getting us in line, getting us in line. When they're the ones that destroyed us. They the same ones that destroyed us expect us, you understand, to be, you know, wonderful, perfect people. David put it best when he said, they that carried us away required of us a song.
Right.
Like they required that we be joyful and right and good and all those things in an empire that's constantly destroying our lives. And here it goes again. What we're witnessing, if I could real quick.
Yes, sir.
What we're witnessing right now, what black people better get ready. What you witnessing right now is another reset where they steal everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's getting ready to happen. They get ready to come in, steal everything you have, you understand, and put you back in poverty and make you start all over again for the next generation or two to try to dig yourself up out this hole, if they even allow you to dig yourself up out the hole, because of course, you know, they don't have no intention of it. That's all this has ever been. And we so lost in the sauce. Forget about it.
So what you saying about the requiring of a song, that's what all this performance is. Like that's why they'll grab a Amber Rose, they'll grab a Donald Trump, because Amber Rose comes out there and everybody already accepted her because she's a white woman, but she was with a black man in Kanye West. I believe she has a child with Wiz Khalifa. So she's able to parade herself around black men to where now she becomes acceptable. So now they throw her at us. And then the Hulk Hogan is for the entertainment part, because everybody's like, oh, I'm a real American. They sing the song, the banter. And so now, before you had came on, I said the Republicans is like the black church. Like the way out the performance, and then the Democratic Party is like the Roman Catholics, because they aren't doing anything. It's damn near like they are rolling over and bowing down to Trump. That's almost how it looks, because he's running full like steam ahead, and with everything that they're doing, nobody is paying attention to the racist rant, like you said, Commander Jenny Yahanna, about what Hulk Hogan said. All they looking at is, brother, what you gonna do when Donald Trump runs wild on you? That they're looking at that as opposed to what's inside the policies. Same thing with Donald Trump. With Donald Trump is he's one of the most open racist presidents we've ever had. But because since the 80s and 90s, we've looked at him as greatness, as wealth, because, you know, you had Atlantic City when he had the Trump Plaza, the casinos in New Jersey. Then he had the Trump Plaza in New York, and he was always popular amongst rappers in spite of his racism. And our idolization of white people is why we let it slide. Nobody is looking at Trump's policies. When Trump has a full-out idea to bring stop and frisk to every police department in America. And if anybody doesn't know about stop and frisk specifically targets blacks and Hispanics. And he's
the brainchild of Rudolph Giuliani.
Sir. He's a Republican too, right, sir?
And he works very close with Donald Trump. He got indicted with Donald Trump. Right. He's an out and out white supremacist as well. He was there at the rally on January 6th. You understand? He was one of the ralliers of January 6th. Okay, first of all, I was shocked that Joe Biden even won the last election, because nothing unifies white people like hatred of us.
Right.
And black people should just wake the hell up and smell the coffee. Nothing unifies them like hating us. Nothing.
That's right.
And that's why they are all unified and then they got to take back their toughness. Why do they have to be tough? When Hulk Hogan and them were making their statements, Vance, his new vice president, and them, did any of them make any statement concerning Russia, concerning the genocide going on in Israel, concerning correcting North Korea, concerning any of the wars breaking out in Africa, concerning any of those things? So what has he got to be such a tough guy about? What's the whole tough guy thing all about? Because a 20-year-old took a pot shot at him off of a roof. So he's the tough guy now. Tough against who? Is he gonna stop all these young white boys that are becoming mass shooters? That's what I'd like to know. Is he gonna stop all of them now? Is he gonna do something about them, or is this tough guy talk to beat black people down even more, to beat them into powder even more? Latinos, Native Indians, to deport them, throw them out the country, abuse them to make poor white hillbillies finally feel like they've got their country. And let me tell you something. If they do, it is going to be a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Lord, because them pushing what they don't, we constantly tell them, we constantly helping them out, because we keep letting them know that when you cut off black people, Latinos, and Native Indians, you also destroy your economy. And when they destroy that economy, brother, they are going to suffer hell, because they're going to cut their own selves with moving the way they're trying to move against us. They want to wipe us out again. They want us to not rise to the top. But we can't help it, man. We're the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel. We just excel and survive.
That's right.
We excel, we war, and we survive, and it's built in us. And that's why, if I could plug this lecture, with the Fire Weekend this weekend, the Fire Weekend, I'll be doing a one-on-one, a real talk about demons, man. And the Lord has given us the tools to fight these demons.
That's right.
And we excel in these things. And it's about time that we be allowed to excel in it before them, because they're constantly tearing us back down. But we're gonna get together and talk about how to wipe these demons the hell off the map. Because it's insane what they're planning. What they're planning, if I could, just to give you a pinch of what they're planning to take over their entire education system. And for the education system to have to be approved by the president. This whole move, this whole 2025 move they're talking about, it's a really a diabolical plan for a dictatorship. Like, really, that's what it is. You saw how DeSantos in Florida started cutting off universities, because those universities were teaching about what's it called?
The slavery.
The whole 1611. I forgot the term they used.
Let me see if I can look it up.
1611 or 1911 or
critical
whatever that
theory.
Say again.
Was it the critical race theory?
The critical race theory. Yep, that's one of the names of it. Like, because those universities were allowing people to teach the critical race theories, he cut the funding off for them. And then they rebelled against him. The students all started running out of the universities, and it created a whole big chaos. The exact same thing is going on at Harvard University right now. They're protesting against Harvard University for investing in Israel. And Harvard University is trying to hold waters back, push them back. Same with Columbia. The president of Columbia University called the police on the students of Columbia University, and then lied and said that the students were trespassing, that they were ex-students or students out of school. And so now the universities are in an uproar, because the new plan is to give the last word right. Big shout to Red. Red said the 1611 project, I think it is. Like the new plan. Now the new plan is for all the education system to be approved by the president, or approved by the White House. Now, if that happens, that's the end of Black history.
Fact.
That's the end of the history of slavery.
Yeah.
That's the end. They're gonna change the entire scenario. That's just one aspect of it. it's always in this empire, it's always a march towards destroying us.
Kind of what kind, sir?
And if he gets in that office, I just want to know, what are these black leaders who put their heart and soul into Joe Biden, what the hell are they going to do now? What are these buffoons who've been on CNN for the last year or two talking garbage? What are they going to do now? Now that their great white hope might end up losing the battle. Now they got to send in Kamala Harris and hope they can get her across the threshold.
Right.
And it's so sad because nobody really, even white people don't want Donald Trump in office. But they might take her over here. But if not, and he gets in office, brother, he's going to destroy Black America.
And they don't even
see Latino America. And them same poor white hillbillies.
And they don't even, and black people don't even see it coming. Like
at
all. So like as you was talking with the demon part, when you was talking, I was thinking about Ephesians. This is Ephesians 6 and I'm gonna read 11. Well, I'm gonna start at 10 to 12. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might, which I think the lecture that you're doing and sit down you're doing that's about demons. Like, we think of demons as this ugly person that you got to see, when the demons is everything we see within America. When everything that we see in America and what it provides, that weed, that abortion, this presidential election, all of this is why we have to be strong in the Lord with this power and might. Then verse 11 says, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Like whether people, like everybody that side with Biden, I was just watching this interview where Joe Biden was saying that he's a Zionist. Joe Biden is in an interview saying how he's a Zionist, and you don't have to be Jewish to be a Zionist because of all the attacks that they've had to endure in history. Well, for him to be talking about the Israelis with the Zionists, about what they had to endure, why don't he, for all the people that are Biden lovers, where's his love in saying that he has the same love and care for the blacks that love to support him? That's the wild of a devil, where he can openly say, I'm a Zionist, give you nothing. And just because you look at Trump for hatred, you think that Biden is going to love you. There was another video I saw with Biden, sir, where he said he couldn't go to black people because he couldn't put foot on the ground in the projects. I don't saw that video. Because he couldn't get to the projects, he couldn't get to black people. And they sitting there hearing him saying it and don't even look at how he's saying he's belittling black people to the projects.
And if I could,
yes, sir.
So, like, if I could add to what you're saying, and then he turned around and went on the Breakfast Club and said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
You're not even black."
And black people wasn't offended at that.
Right.
Like Charlemagne, who's a black man, like at some point there should be step. You would think that maybe everybody ain't got the heart like Commander Yahanna and us, right? So maybe you ain't got the heart to be that tough, but there got to be something that would trigger your blackness. Like for a white man to say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, you ain't gonna say nothing. That's why when these white people do these things to us, and I'm gonna jump right back to this Ephesians 6. This other scripture I had, sir, is Zechariah 11:5, when it says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Go
ahead, Salaki.
I was gonna say, sir, we did not select this leadership. This leadership was handpicked and given to us, and black people are the only people that have entertainers as their nation's representative. That all so like we don't have, like, where's the super duper intelligent black man that is on the forefront, or black woman in this case, that's on the forefront speaking for issues that particularly pertain to black people that's fighting? Because white people have theirs, Asians have theirs, Jewish people have theirs, Chinese, every nation has theirs. Ours is an Amber Rose. Ours is going, listen, they had Sexy Red in the damn presidential office, sir. Sexy Red.
Right. Like anybody but somebody that actually cares about what happens to us. And really, and a good part of it is our fault, because like the Lord said, they say their leaders pity them not.
Right.
Meaning our own leaders don't give a damn about us.
That's right.
The ones that sitting in those political seats, they could give a damn about us. They hate us as much as the slave master hates us. The problem with us is, why haven't we decided to change leadership?
Right.
Why haven't we had the courage to change the leadership that we currently have to a leadership that could actually do something for us, that could actually fix us? So much could be done with us that doesn't need money or campaigns or politicians. You understand? So much could be done. I heard this brother talking about getting this school. We've been talking about this school for a decade. We've been talking about building the school for about 10 years.
What kind of work?
And again, once again, this is the same ridiculousness that goes on among us when we could be building all schools. We could have been, like right now, we're getting ready to figure it out that they're going to take over the schools. But we could have been educating ourselves in these schools. Now at least you had an ounce of, I'm going to fight because, my history was so bad and horrible. Now they're going to take away even that history.
Right.
And still destroy you. And still our leaders will do the same. Black leaders are monsters, man. And they got no compassion. They watching us die in the ghetto. They watching us starve and in poverty. They watching us be falsely blamed by the current leaderships. All these Edomites and in their rulerships. They see all this going on, but they don't have an ounce of pity on the people that's suffering in this kingdom, man. The Lord's chosen. But we could do something about it. And once again, when you read those scriptures, they always, our path has always been the same. We suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer so much and so bad to the point where we finally can't take it no more. And then we go get leaders who actually care about us. And when we get those leaders, the world changes. Yep. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Right now, we getting leaders. We have not suffered enough to say, we have got to change leaders. Right. We have got to go get leaders that actually care about us. And our world would change overnight if we have time. Because, brother, they're getting ready to implement some stuff that's going to, it's going to be easy to just wipe us out as a people. And nobody just, everybody just going along. Yeah. I'm watching like, boy, do we have a clue at what's getting ready to come around the corner?
I think that what happens, sir, is like we like entertainment, and we're such like a trendy people that the trends right now are like conspiracies. Like our people aren't so much caught up in like the political stew to even know, what either side, like even if they were into politics, they don't even know what the standpoint is for either side. Like what I find is they want to know if the incident that happened with Trump was real or not. Right. Like they want to know, was that a conspiracy or did they fake it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we're more caught up on the events that's transpiring instead of what their actual agendas are. That's what I'm finding.
I think you dead on right, brother. And I think that's where the mistake is made. I think that if we were to raise our own, did I cut you off? I didn't cut you off. No. If we were to raise our own children in our own schools, our children would understand politics from very young. Right. And the necessity. Like imagine this. This is the dumbest thing in the world. You go through 12 years. 12 years of school. Right. All right. And that's before you even get to college. You add college in there, and you just went from 12 to 16. If you add college in there for a regular degree, you go to a higher degree, we talking 18. You want a PhD? We talking 20 years of schooling. 20 years of schooling. And in those 20 years, unless you become a lawyer or something like that, you learn nothing about the law of the land. Nothing about it. You learn nothing about the politics of the land. You learn nothing about it. You learn nothing about how the economy of the land works.
Right.
You learn nothing about it. Like this is a system not designed for us.
Right.
This is a system designed to make sure we never go a step further. And now we come into a time as a people where men like us that understand the Most High and understand the truth, we're going to have to take a serious oversight because nobody else is doing it. But we're going to step in and take a serious oversight over all the people of the Lord, because otherwise our people will just wither away. That's why we in such ignorance and stupidity in this society. Could you imagine everything we touch turns to gold? Our inventions, our abilities, everything, all the things that we create, all the modern technology is coming from us. We're designing it, we're creating it, we're coming up with all kinds of new technology. They get to take it, patent it, and put it out there. And as a result, we get no credit for it. Our kids are never taught about it. It's pushed under the rug. 20 years later, it'll be in a book or some old video or something, along with, the brother that made the stoplight and every other little thing that we did to carry forth this truth. This is a time for change, man, among us, a serious time for us to look at the demonic world we in and make a choice to go against that demonic world.
So then, based off of that, right? So I have two questions. I guess I'll go in reverse based off of what you and so then to people who say then is a solution to counteract it? Would it like the first question would it be homeschooling? What then is a solution to counteract their agenda to what they're trying to do with the education system?
The first thing needs to happen is we have to come together and decide who's going to be in charge. That's really all that matters. All that matters. If you put the Israelite School of UPK in charge, then we're going to roll out an entire plan to remove all our children from every school in America.
Right.
And put them in our own schools. We'll roll them all the way out. You know what I mean? I saw I was surfing the web and I was looking on YouTube and I saw a ocean liner. It was a big giant ocean liner. It was parked at a dock and it was abandoned. It was unused. And they're sitting at this ocean liner and they're saying how they wish somebody would come and find a use for this ocean liner. And all I could think about is that ocean liner has about 5 or 6 floors in it. You could put about 30 or 40 classrooms in that ocean liner. That's the end of school in that city underneath Esau.
That's right.
You understand? Because they're not giving us the money anyway. The billions and billions of dollars going into the educational system, it's not going to us anyway. It's going to superintendents and payoffs and gangsters and politicians who's all eating deliciously off of the money that's supposed to go to the education of our people. Remember, when they came to us and stole the numbers game that we created in Harlem.
That's right.
Okay, first by using the mobsters to do it.
Yeah.
Then they came in with the lottery. And by setting up the lottery, it was supposed to go to what? Education. Because, of course, it was like, we're going to take this money and use it for the right reasons.
Right.
And meanwhile, not a dime of that money goes to education. Now is diverted every time their budgets come out.
That's right.
Just another example of robbing us. So since they're not giving us the money anyway, guess what? We pull our own kids out and start educating them ourselves. And then guess what? We won't need the lottery because you know what? We'll stop using the lottery. And instead, we'll invest in businesses that invest in us. We'll invest in infrastructure that helps us. We'll get rid of clowns that's trying to pretend like they're trying to do something for us. And we'll begin to change a whole generation of our people overnight. But of course, they never want to hear that happen. They complain about how we don't go to school and we got low scores. But if we told them tomorrow, oh, you know what? We're going to take all our kids out of school and we'll educate them ourselves. Let's see what their scores look like afterward. They'll freak the hell out because they don't want to stop robbing us through our education. They just want to beat us down a little bit more. And that's all that's been going on among us for years and years and years. This has been a real walk of hell. And now it's time for us to take that oversight. So to answer your question, Cap, That would be the first thing. The first thing is you need righteous leadership that's ordained by the Lord. Because once the men of God are put in power, you will not be able to stop them. No matter who you are, what nation you are, what weapons you have, you will not be able to do that. All we have to do is call on the Most High. The Most High would step in, set us up with the right leadership, the Israelite School of UPK, of course, and then we would go out and we would just automatically overnight change the situation. We would change the economy, man, for all the brothers and sisters that are in the streets. We would change it overnight. 500 homeless in Atlanta. I can't believe it. 500 in one day on the streets of Atlanta. You know what I mean? We get rid of all the drugs, which is so easy to get rid of if you are allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do it. But if you're allowed to do it, you can get rid of it overnight. We don't have to live like this. This ain't normal human behavior. This is abnormal human behavior.
Right.
And we are being forced and pushed and coddled to follow the demons, like you brought out, where you said put on the whole armor that you might fight against the wiles of the devil. That wiles that it's talking about is all of the manipulation that's being done to us.
Right.
To get us to kill 350,000 babies in the abortion clinic, to get us to, sell and buy drugs among ourselves and murder each other over it.
Right.
Like all these things are put in place. These are the things that demons whispering in our ears every day. And we need to combat it now. It's time to combat these demons and push them out the door and give them no place among us. No place to seduce us and to brainwash us and to try to draw us into a world that's wiping us out every day. We need the tools to do it.
So then to the first part, right? So then to us falling for propaganda, to our people who are lost in the TikTok rabbit holes and the conspiracies, then to anybody who's arguing over if there's what transpired at the last event, what can you say to them to actually refocus them on what it is we need to be paying attention to and what it is we need to be doing as a people, rather than if it's a false alarm or not? Because my answer is usually whether it happens or not, we know the oppressor is the devil. How does that, what does that have to do with us coming together as a people? That's usually my response. But you, I know, have something, much more seasoned than what I could offer them. So what would you say to realign their focus in the right direction?
Excuse me. I would say the same thing you would say, Kataza. What we would have to do now is be free across these airwaves to teach brothers and sisters, one, that it may or may not have been a conspiracy, to clear their mind of that nonsense. And then to show them the importance of why, regardless of what candidate gets in office, this is our path to suffering. This is our path to not suffering. And we'd have to be free to do it. And we'd be free to do it if our people choose to give us the freedom to do it. It would be like no snitching.
Right.
There's laws that we got laws in the hood that are, not written in any law book, but they are laws amongst blacks and Latinos nonetheless.
Right.
And the same thing, right. And the same thing would happen with us. If we were free to give black people the truth that they are, that their leaders, like these Christian churches and mosques, are destroying young black men and destroying their lives. If we are free to give them this information and press this information into them, they would begin to gravitate away from their slave master. If we begin to be able to show them, we already doing it, but it needs to be done on a much grander scale before we run out of time. We need to be able to show them the things that they're doing. We need to show them the things. We need to show them why it's not important, whether or not it's a conspiracy or not, on what happened with Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has no good intentions for us at all.
Right.
And we can teach our people to make that more important. That's not hard to do if you can be free to do it. You understand? Like just the same way we got no snitching laws in the hood, we need to have no hoeing laws.
Right.
No naked bitches laws.
Right.
No promotion of drug dealing laws.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespecting of other men's household. No, you know, the only reason that all this fills our households is because we don't control black radio. Black radio is being controlled by that same slave master. And that slave master is pushing these things on black radio, on black television. Some brothers need to be warned and told through the grace and mercy of the Lord. We can't do it right now, but some people should get a phone call. Same way gangsters, these gangsters all in Hollywood. You got all kind of gangsters in Hollywood. Black, Latinos, I'm not even talking about the white ones. And when they go into these different areas, when somebody crosses over the line with them, then serious consequences come up. One of those is a good example of one of those is that movie American Me. Y'all heard of that movie before?
Yes, sir. Khan.
So you know that movie was based on a gang leader's life. And they put some things in the movie that ended up getting 3 people killed because it was things put in the movie that was not supposed to be in the movie. So that gang made sure that the portrayal of them was not incorrect. You know what I mean? They like it was the consequence of misportraying them was the lives of 3 people. Now in the world of politics and religion, that would be looked at as evil. Like, how you going to kill people over that when that's what America and other countries do every day? They assassinate people every day. They kill that New York Times reporter and chopped him up inside a Saudi Arabian embassy. Chopped him up with some kind of animal cutting sword from the ancient Arab world. I forgot the name of it. Some kind of bone saw. They chopped this guy up and put him in a bag and got rid of him because of what he was saying about their empire. Like, I'm not saying for nobody to go out and do that, all right?
Right.
I'm saying that. I don't want nobody to get that wrong impression.
Right.
What I'm saying is there should be pressure on these different entities and leaders to do the right thing. I mean, Oprah Winfrey remade The Color Purple into a Disney-like film. Right. And then in the end of the film, I didn't see it, but this is the reports I received. Then in the end of the film, tried to make the rapist or the child molester become cordial friends with his victim.
Wow.
Like, life goes on. Life goes on. Like, that's the kind of misuse of our history that has to be changed. Now, once you start to change that and add to brothers and sisters what they need, then they themselves will get the tools they need to fight against being caught up in whether or not it's a conspiracy or not. They'll begin to fight those tools. Of course, they can't fight the tools now because they don't have enough of the alternative to fight the tools. They don't have enough of the proof. But throughout all our history, we began to move towards that truth, move towards that position. And it helped us tremendously and will again. But again, we have to choose against these leaders and against these politicians and against these other nations and against their philosophies and against their gods. We have to choose against them. We listen to every god in the earth. Everybody that had a god, we listen to. And them gods were worth nothing. They did nothing for us. They fixed nothing for us. They did nothing for us, but destroyed us and made us more subservient to their people who now sit over the top of us. We have to be able to stop that. And guess what? It won't be so important whether or not it's a conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? It'll be more important. Is this man an enemy of the Lord's chosen people? And what is he doing to harm us and how?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, young black men and Latino men and Native men and women, they instinctively know when they are being mistreated. Nobody has to tell them that, but they're so brainwashed into believing that that is normal. I think it was on this very show. I could be wrong, but I think it was on this very show that you played a tape of Sexy Red on a podcast, and how she brought out how she had been raped, and how the podcasters shut her down and didn't want her to bring out how she was raped. They was looking for something more positive. You remember that?
Yeah, we brought that out a couple of weeks ago, and I said that I actually said, I damn near want to almost apologize for the things I've said about her in the past, because it's clear she's broken, and she said that like a cry for help. But the platform she was on, they laughed at her. They didn't have any tools like Captain Zaryak or General Mahayman in the counseling department to be able to help her heal.
Like exactly, like that's exactly what went wrong. Like that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because what if the president of Black America got up and said something about it? What if that was important to him?
Right.
What if you know what I mean? What if that was important to him and it got mentioned? Then guess what? That would be the discussion. The discussion would be, should we address issues of Black women being raped and molested? And then guess what? Oprah Winfrey couldn't make a movie like that without Black America's approval. And then that would be shut down. And then the ball would just continue to roll and roll downhill. And we would then become the kind of people that should be walking after the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. But we will get there. We're going to be forced to get there. We're going to be forced to get there. Go ahead.
Salaki. So now, Cap, I know I've been monopolizing with some questions. I don't know if you wanted to jump in.
I'm enjoying listening to this.
Oh, most time, Christ. So with that, then, like I guess based off the last point, then, because the in Revelations it always talks about the stars of Israel falling, and so now that's supposed to be those that are shining inside of our nation, that are inside power, that aren't supposed to be there, a changing of the guard transpiring. So now, like it seems as though we're moving towards that time where, true leadership of the Lord is going to have to fill that vacuum with the Diddy's falling, with the TD Jakes, you understand, them calling him a power bottom, and him going to the Diddy parties, and you know what I'm saying? And now moving forward, it seems as though what's coming is we're going to have to, because one thing that always bothers me, and a point that I always bring up, is we have no one who's even in those positions who cares about our image to the public. And I say, like when the scriptures say, like, you shall be moved to jealousy by they that are no people, Jackie Chan has never played a villain. And that's because he knows it's a crime amongst his people to play a criminal, to come over to the West for the round eyes and portray himself in a negative light. Whereas we're always either a criminal, or as you always put out, we're the butler, or we're Cuba Gooding Jr. and Men of Honor serving them. So we never have proper representation. So I guess as far as with what you're saying, are we in that time or moving towards that time where more of them, meaning where the shift is going to come, where you know what I'm saying, like, are we going to be fed up, or are they just going to continuously either gonna get disrespected by Esau and be fed up, or and I hope I'm not skewing the lines here, but what I'm saying is where either they're gonna be fed up and there's gonna be pushback, or are they gonna continuously be put in scandals and have to be removed by things that are so outrageous that even by our fallen moral standards, like Diddy, or R. Kelly, we're gonna be sick of them.
Yeah. It's gonna be very much like when the Romans instituted the new taxes in Jerusalem. When they instituted those new taxes, the Israelites went crazy, because one of our main tenets in our laws is to not pay tribute to other nations.
That's right.
We're not to lend our money in the usury.
Right.
And we're not to be tributaries to another nation. And if one of our brothers fall into that tributary, we're to help him come out of that tributary and to be free. And if another man owns his land, we're to go get that land back. Like our laws were designed to empower us, to strengthen us, to bring us together. So when we saw that taxation by the Romans, we were losing our mind. And then the Sadducees and Pharisees attempted to use it as a tool to try to get Christ basically locked up underneath the Romans. Christ turned around and cut them with saying that whose name is on this money. Give the Lord his and give them theirs. What's going to happen with us is this. They're going to begin to do just that. They're going to begin to, it's already happening. Rents in America have gone up 4 times what they are before.
Right.
Insane too.
Corporations, the rents have gone up so high that corporations now believe that it's a viable investment to invest in real estate as opposed to Wall Street. So now you have real estate investors competing against Wall Street and making just as much money because, of course, the extortion that they're doing with rents is bringing in Wall Street level monies. So what's happening is Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians families are now having to pile up with one another. Everybody's got to go move back in with their parents.
Right.
You can't break up with the person you live with because both of you gonna end up in the street.
Right.
So we being forced into these situations, and being forced into the situations are not giving us the tools to empower ourselves. They're just giving us the tools to actually survive while they rob more and find more ways to rob us. So in other words, we're in a worse situation with no real hope to come out of that worst situation. And they'll just keep doing that. They'll keep adding worse situations. They'll add higher insurances on vehicles. They're trying their best to bring in a carbon tax. They want to tax you for the carbon monoxide that you create. If you get on a plane, if you drive a car, that's why they're spreading these scooters out all over the country. If you notice, in every major city, they're adding scooters.
Right.
And they're saying it's the new Green Deal, climate change. But really, it's a new tax that they bring it in. And they'll do more and more. And as they do that, we're to take this oversight because, of course, it's going to become impossible after a while. Paul became a tent maker. Remember, Paul was a Sanhedrin soldier.
Right.
But why did Paul become a tent maker? That's a strange change of career, isn't it?
Right.
But as a man of the Most High, he changed that career because things had gotten so bad that he began to house the homeless, basically. And that's what's getting ready to happen with us. The RV world, all of that. The prices on the RVs are going up. They're about 25% higher than they were. All these things are happening because they're going to squeeze the Lord's chosen and squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them. And yes, to answer your good question, then we'll decide, we got to do something about this. Right. We got to stop listening. Like, we've basically stopped believing white politicians, but we have not stopped believing black politicians.
Right.
And we have not stopped believing black entertainers. We haven't stopped doing that. So now when that begins to happen, then we'll be able to start to make some real changes that are really, really necessary in these times. Because it's going to get like that. Go ahead.
But I mean, there really is nobody out there, you understand, to listen to. And I mean, especially that the things that's getting exposed, like social media has been such a detriment because at the same time, these cats get caught up. They start acting a fool. They start getting exposed. And now people stop taking them seriously. And it seems as though like I haven't heard a damn thing from an Al Sharpton or a Jesse Jackson. Like the old guard seems as if it's getting ready to dissolve. And I haven't seen anybody else come to fill that void, especially because even like you said with Umar, people ain't paying attention to Umar Johnson no more either because where's the school? Where's what you promised? Where's what you did? And then anybody else, I mean, not to even put them on the same level, Polite's under the jail. You know what I'm saying? The Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see them selling bean pies in the streets no more. You know what I'm saying? Like every other organization that's out there is dwindling, even to the point where, and I wish I could have said this when it was mentioned on the grill. It's like on America on Fire, where General Muhammad brought up about, you know, prophecies and things that you've prophesied over the years.
Right.
And one of the things that I remember, this was back in either late 2012 or early 2013. You brought out that you're going to see pastors try to act more like us, where they're going to grow the beards out. They're going to change their mannerisms. You're even going to see them with a speaker and a reader. And you brought out on Monday how now they're trying to put more because the churches are dwindling. People are running out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it was less of a question, just more of a statement and an observation of the things that I've been seeing transpiring. You know what I mean?
And if I could, what you're saying is exactly what needs to happen. What you're saying, like what you're saying is so more of what we need. Like General Muhammad teaching the class that he teaches is going to shock people with the things he's teaching.
Right.
The counseling, the prophecies that have come out, the different platforms that we've gotten on, the different moves that people have made towards us in the entertainment world. These things are shocking people around us, and that shock is what we need. That shock treatment is what we need, because that's what's helping our people say, okay, I got to look over here now.
Right.
I got to see what these cats are dealing with here, because they seem to be getting it right. And yes, by these things happening, in essence, we're doing miracles. In essence, we're doing things that are, you know, above and beyond the norm.
Right.
We're giving answers that are not the norm. We're giving explanations that are not the norm. We are doing things that's not the norm. The fact that in 2024, young black men are giving away food and clothes in an organized fashion in the United States of America is a phenomenon.
Right.
It's an absolute phenomenon. And yes, we did come out and say how those preachers would do that because they're trying to survive.
Right.
They're trying to survive. And it's very much the way Caiaphas was with Christ. Christ healed and repaired and brought these brothers back and brought these sisters back. And all they could see is that their reputation was dwindling.
Right.
And it needs to dwindle, because if it dwindles, guess what? People start listening to us. And when people start listening to us, their lives start changing. They start passing that around. And as they pass that around, brother, it's going to mean a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to mean a lot. You Christians in these churches, man, what you've done to your own sons and daughters is vile as hell. The way you done treated your own sons and daughters, you cast them in the streets to be animals, to be food for the fodder. You turned them into selfish, greedy monsters that run around and invade the malls and shoot up. Today, 2 young boys just shot up a car with 4 people in it. Have y'all heard about it yet?
No, not yet, sir.
Man, they shot up a car with 4 people in it. 3 of them, I believe, was little babies. Little babies in the car. They shot them up. Like, you've turned out monsters from this church. And now, where's your gods at? Where's your politicians at? Where's the great life you were supposed to get? Where's it at? It's all gone. It never was there.
Yeah.
It never was there. You created creatures out of our own sons and daughters. You signed on to the evil of this empire, and you never looked back. That's what Caiaphas and them did. You saw the riches and the power of your slave master, and you decided to join him, and you became thoughtless to the people that God chose.
That's right.
You became thoughtless to them. You became a fool in believing that somehow, regardless of what happens to us, you are going to benefit from it. And now you're finding out you're not, because if the Republican Party gets in, all you black pundits and politicians, they're going to kick all of you off of CNN. And they need to anyway, because you're dumb and stupid, leading black people down a path that has no future for them, when they should be turning to the Father. That's what's going on. So just to go back to your original point, yes, as these miracles, as these things happen, as these prophecies come to pass, the Lord will turn the hearts of our brothers and sisters towards us. And when them hearts change and move towards us, then things will change, man. Things will change beautifully.
Cuddle and Khan. So then with Cap, I don't know if you have any.
No, good.
Okay, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm you know what I mean. I'm locked in right now. You know what I'm saying? And I have a lot of interactions with different brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the first point is a statement. The second part is a question. And with everything that you're saying, it's like the UPK and the truth is really like the secret place of the Lord in the sense of like what I find is like I run into this brother and there's a real street cat. And I talk to him and he's like, yo, I always see you, see how you carry yourself, see the brothers that you bring around you. And he's like, I always thought, you know, Israelites were crazy. He's like, till I met y'all. And he's like, y'all niggas like me, y'all just believe in something. And I start laughing and like he always thought this was religious, and he realized that this is really universal and practical and knowledge that, you know, that you apply to your life. And it's got him looking into it, especially with, you know, brothers like Captain Zaryak, his 85 South interview coming up, the internet airways being opened up, that now the truth is being, you know, more broadcasted out there to be able to be a lightning rod for this. So it's like it's a beautiful thing in the times that we're in right now. But now, with all that being said, and then with what we've been talking about with the climate in politics, right? In passing, I also find from the other end, the people who may have stepped away from the church, still have a Christian mentality, are still leaning on the broken staff of Egypt. What I find is when I say things like I'm not voting or I don't vote, the shock factor comes in, or they're still trusting in the system saying, oh, you have to, or this or that. Like, what is the statement that you could say to those who want to vote in the upcoming election or believe in the political structure or the shadow of Egypt? What do you say to those who still believe that, you know, I guess it's still safe to choose the lesser of two evils when evil is evil at the end of the day? Right. So those that are banking on choosing a lesser of two evils and still wanting to be integrated into the structure, what is the statement for them?
I mean, my words would not be nice.
Facts.
No,
that's right.
My words would not be nice. My words would be, how much of a sucker do you need to be before you change anything? That's what I would say to them. How much of a goddamn sucker do you have to be? Your kids, your daughters is killing their babies, hoeing on stage out of both draw legs. You got the highest rate of AIDS in the world, and you want to tell me about voting? You know what I mean? The man that said vote and die is getting ready to be indicted, possibly be indicted for more child rape than damn near than Epstein or Weinstein. You understand? More secret filming of young girls and destruction of the Lord's chosen people. That's the cat that said vote or die.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how much of a sucker you got to be? And let me tell you something else too. I'd say to them also too that you hate your damn children. That you're an evil cockatrice. You're just like the Lord said. You are like Leviathan. You got no fucking heart. Excuse my French. You got no goddamn heart for your own children. You don't even care what happens to your children. You are a bitch ass complainer. Oh, this generation, they don't listen. Oh, this generation need to sit down somewhere. You're a complaining ass, bitching ass person. You won't get up to do shit. You're a lazy piece of garbage because you won't get off your ass and fix nothing. You understand? You won't do it. You won't go an ounce to even help your own. And God forbid if it ain't come out of your own biological body, you understand? You wouldn't even do a thing about it, man. Like, don't you at least care about your own children? How much of a sucker do you have to be? Let me tell you something. The things that we would need to do to fix blacks, Latino, and Native Indian people, you could not even do it in the political world.
Right.
I don't care who you put in office. Like, you could put whoever you want in office I guarantee you couldn't fix the educational system faster than I could do it out here. I don't care who you put in a political office, you couldn't fix the crime situation in America faster than I could do it out here. So all the things that you need to get fixed and done, you would never even be able to get it done by putting a politician in office. How much of a sucker do we have to be? And at least, okay, I'll settle for a halfway mark. At least give me halfway some sense of you got ideas, or you're at least listening to people who you believe have good solutions for black people. You don't even listen to nobody that has solutions. It's not even on your radar. What's on your radar for solutions is to put a politician in office, and namely, usually a white man. Like that's what's on your radar, and that is garbage for us. It's negligence. It's negligence. It's child endangerment. It's every flash word for bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? And you're a sucker for somebody with money. You're a loser for somebody with money. Somebody flash money in front of your face, you ready to, you ready to do whatever in front of your face. You ready to do whatever just to get a crumb from this beast. Do better for yourself. That would be my Salakia. That would be my honest answer before I even got to the scripture.
Khan, and once again, it's such a deep spell of witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? And
it is
in that capacity with what I find, and this is also what I see. I only hear about the black and the white vote. I never hear about any of the other ethnic groups that they ever discuss inside of America. They don't bring up Asians. They don't bring up East Indians. They don't bring up Arabs. They don't mention anybody else but us, which leads me to believe that if they're not helping us, but they're still speaking of us, they're still trying to utilize this as if this system can help them and a way to control us. Because yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut in on you. Please. What you're saying is right. Like the political parties in America, it's all about who gonna rule over the niggas. That's really all it's about. It's about who has the better path for niggas. And both of them is got to be good paths, because the path got to be where you feel happy and you get nothing. You feel happy and nothing gets corrected. You feel happy and the complaint goes on and nothing gets resolved. Like that's really the real path to what they want to do with us. Why don't we make our own path? Why don't we give a God a chance that we never gave a chance to? Why don't we call on the nigger God? Damn. I heard they had some Navy SEAL came out today and said that he want to find out about the black God. I don't know if y'all heard about it. Some top brother who was a top Navy SEAL. Somebody probably could send you the clip. The brother said that he now believes, he went and did the research himself, and now he realizes that we are Hebrew Israelites. He said, so now, and he even said it, quoted one of my old school lines. We've had every other God among us, but what about the God of black people? Latinos, Native Indians. That's the God we should be looking at. Go ahead, Salakia.
I was gonna say, so that's the one question nobody ever asked. There was this this meme that I not a photo, and it had like an Asian and their God. The God looked Asian. Had the Arab and their God, the God looked Arab. Had the African and their God, the God looked African. When it got to had the white God, had the white person, and the God was white. And then it had the black child, and the God was white. Like, don't nobody ever wonder how idiotic it is for everybody else to have a God that's directly to their people, but ours has to come from our oppressor. Like that ain't never make nobody wake up. And then when we come out and then bring out the truth and say the God that y'all thought was theirs is ours, and then they're like, no, that can't be our God. It has to be from them. Like an example, we did a show on this before, was that episode in Good Times when that young boy was bringing out that Jesus was white, and the mama is arguing with him. Jesus is not white, Jesus is black. And then he reads Revelations, the first chapter.
No, reverse. You mean he was bringing out Jesus is black. She was saying Jesus is white.
So he's bringing out Jesus is black. He's reading Revelation, the first chapter, hair like wool, skin of bronze, and she is fighting him to be white instead of being black. It's almost like the fear, like the Stockholm syndrome is so real and embedded in black people's brains. I don't think we can fathom being out from up under his chains. Like it's damn near like, okay, we're gonna separate from him, and then what do we do from there? We don't even think that we can actually pull ourselves up. Like you was breaking down controlling the way our women dress, the drugs and stuff like that. That is as simple as just having moral consciousness. That's how simple that is. It's so moral that it becomes immoral because the white man has given us the devices to just be immoral as we want. No matter how much of a whore you want to dress, you can do it. No matter how high you want to get, you can do it. No matter how wicked you want to get, you can do it. Where we think we don't have the morality, and then the Israelites, we come out there looking like spacemen to them, looking like aliens to them, because it's like, how could y'all do this? And one more thing I wanted to add, when you was bringing out about the churches and stuff falling out, it reminded me of Acts the 5th chapter, when the people started bringing their monies and everything to the prophets, to the disciples, and then they laid everything at the feet. And if black people would do that, I was having this battle the other day, sir, and he was like, what should we do? I said, if y'all want y'all life fixed, y'all need to have an Israelite in your house. If y'all had an Israelite man running the neighborhood, there would be no crime, there would be no adultery, there would be no fornication, there would be none of that, because that's really the only answer that we have left. We're getting to the point, and it's so sad that we have to go through this election of Trump or Biden, because neither one of them are going to help us. We're going to get destroyed by both of them, and it sucks and it's sad that we have to go through torture to see that this lesson, or to learn that this lesson is not the way. Then they'll come to us and say, and it always happens. You ever notice, sir, whenever a tragic event happens, they want to find the Israelites' perspective? Like, I know I go through that. Like,
sure.
So like when something tragic happens, it's like, hey, is this in the Bible? My brother in the world will call me up. Hey, what you think about this that's going on? I go in the clubhouse rooms or on other social media platforms. Cap, what you think about this, man? Because this is looking like what the Bible talk about. And then they want to hear it when something tragic happens. But when you have a time to gather yourself together when it's not tragic yet, we just don't do it. I ain't want to really go on a tangent like that, so I just wanted to chime in right there. Also, sir, we got Captain Quad is on the line also, sir. I didn't know if you wanted me to bring him on,
sure,
or anything like that.
Damn right.
Ayashala, can you unmute him? Quad, you there?
Hey, Shalom.
What's going on?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine, loud and clear. What's going on, Big Priest?
Man, you know what it is. You already know. Shout out to Commander Yahanna. I just want to plug the lecture that he's gonna be coming down doing in Detroit, August 2nd. You know what I mean? Our demons real. Please, you know what I mean? You come and check it out live in the Detroit school, or you could check it out online. All you gotta do is go to Eventbrite. But I just wanted to highlight a conversation that me and Jenny and Hannah had earlier about the same thing that you was just bringing out, Captain Yacht. You know what I mean? How if you had an Israelite man in the home, it would basically change our whole reality. And that Jenny and Hannah just brought out that story. I sent you the story too, where the two young teenagers, they had to be 15, 16. They not unalive, but they shot a black man and his 4 children. The children was all like 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 years old. One of the kids, bullet is stuck in the bone, so they say he ain't gonna even reach his complete growth spurt because of it.
Damn.
And so what I did was I checked the comments, and you know, of course, everybody would say send him to jail and you know, give him life and so on and so forth. But what they don't recognize is that you're not solving the problem because you're not going to the root of the problem, you know what I'm saying, which is us not having black men in the home to be able to correct children so they won't grow up and they shot this car up because the car literally cut this cat. The car cut him off, getting off the E-way, getting off the expressway. So they just went and shot the car up, children in the car and all. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the discipline. You know what I'm saying, to hone their emotions. And me and Jenny Yahanna had that conversation earlier about if they had a father in the home that would correct them at a young age,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have done that. So we not getting to the root of the problem by saying the teenagers who committing murders is the problem.
Right.
And I just want to, General, me and him was expounding on that real heavy. I just wanted to bring that out.
No,
yeah.
Good, sir.
Yeah, what you saying is so heavy. If I could go to one thing right before that, and then just come right in with that. What I just wanted to say before that is, see, we under the illusion, because we have been under our slave masters so much, we under the illusion that we got to have, laws and rules and apparatus and sign up and do this and do that to be a national organization, when all we got to do is wake up and change our morals. Right. Like, we change our mind and the world will change. That's all we need to do. All the other stuff will come afterward. The finances, the rules, the this, the that. We got to change our mind, and that's what this election's about. And what we were talking about too, which was so heavy on what you were saying, Captain Malquad, because if you take the average child or the average teenager today, he is totally effeminate. It don't matter how hard he is. I'm not talking about how him being a hardcore, he could be bench lifting 500 pounds in the gym, but his mind is effeminate. His mind is effeminate, meaning his mind is emotionally weak,
right,
and easy to be triggered.
Yeah.
He's easy to be. That's why these cats got triggered, because all it take is a little get high, no education, and bad emotional growth. And you have a recipe for somebody to do something like this. And when you take a man out the house, and now a woman is forced to play the role of a man, you do a psychological damage to those children that you may not be aware of. You take those children, and now that children is supposed to get nurturing and discipline.
Right.
Has to get them now both from the wrong person.
Right.
Many brothers grow up with a mother screaming at them like a man, and they getting the wrong signal from the wrong person, and it's messing them up emotionally. And as a result, they can't regulate their emotions. Like, you're supposed to get your discipline from your father and your nurturing from your mother.
Right.
But if the nurturer got to be your disciplinarian, you're not being nurtured to balance them emotions. And so you're going to grow up feeling like your mother's correction is wrong. Yeah. Even if it's right, it feels wrong because it's coming from the wrong party. And so as a result, you grow up to be an emotional man. You be a grown man with the emotions of a child. And so you react like a child, like a woman. You react emotionally.
Yeah.
Whereas men, when you read all the histories of men throughout the world and in their nations and their social structures, men always got together in public places to discuss the society, or what we call politics today. We politicked with each other as men, and because of it, our societies grow. Go back and look at the Native Indians when they would get together to go to war. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the ancient Egyptians, all of the dark nations. All of them, whether us or someone else, would get together and have these type of discussions. Well, the Lord gave us that structure. The Lord gave us that structure with a man and a woman and children. That structure has been destroyed, and it's been destroyed. And of course, once again, like my uncle said, they say lock them up, but they don't never examine what happened that brought these brothers to this point. What took place that brought these brothers to the point where they no longer had the ability to regulate themselves. And brother, all of that could be easily fixed. All of that could be easily fixed. You get rid of the drugs, number one. Then number two, bring these brothers up in the zone they need to be brought up into. And they won't have a resentment for their mother. Like brothers have a resentment for their mother, and yet love their mothers. Damn near like you have a hate-love relationship because you hate the disciplinarian in her, but you love the nurturer in her.
Right.
When you should be allowed to have both. Abraham understood that with Isaac. Abraham sent his servant to get Isaac a wife because Isaac had lost his mother. When you go back and read it in the scriptures, Isaac had lost his mother. And because of it, he was discomforted. So his father went and got him a wife, and the scriptures tell you he was comforted after that. Like he got the balance he needed back between the hard and the soft, the male and the female, all of those working together to raise that man up the right way. That's lost out here. And it's only lost because our black leaders don't give a damn about what happens to our sons or to these young warriors out here. Like I said, we went up there to Buffalo, New York. Big shout out to Captain Mazania and all the brothers up there in the north side.
Right.
Like we went up there with them out, and the young men were all emotionally at war with each other. Emotionally at war with each other. I mean, it was like life and death for them to kill each other over absolute nothing. Because if you go look at Buffalo, New York, brother, anybody fighting and killing over Buffalo, New York,
right,
you definitely, you understand, are out of your depth. Meanwhile, these Edomites, brothers, all in the Caribbean, traveling the world in $1 million yachts, living a life you would never even believe existed. The life that they're living. They live a life and an etiquette that is so beyond us, while we suffer so much. And that it shouldn't be that way. We don't have to be that way. And to think that you could leave Black America and go join white America and leave Black America behind and have a good life for yourself, you're a fool. You're a fool and an idiot, and that's what our leaders have been. To add to what Malquad was saying.
Con, Malquad, you still there? You had anything you want to add to that?
What Malquad was saying.
Yeah. If I could, I mean, what Yahanna bringing out, is so heavy, man. It's just, y'all show cross the line. Y'all done shook so many demons off brothers from just having this podcast. And of course, Yahanna been doing it for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? By simply teaching us the truth. You know what I'm saying? About how to shake these different demons that we born with, basically from being taught wrong. You know what I'm saying? And how the Christian church, you don't even got to go to church, but of course, the Christian church's message is spewing through the walls, and because of it, you know what I'm saying, we become murderers. You know what I mean? Unalivers, rapists. We become all these things, you know what I'm saying, that's wicked as hell, you know what I'm saying, and it's because of what we being taught, you know what I'm saying, and now we finally got a brother. Big shout out to Commander Jenny Yahanna, been doing this joint for 40 years.
That's right.
Or whatever the case may be, under Christ, you know what I'm saying, who has taught us, you know what I'm saying, on how to get right. And it's day and time that for Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, man, we need to get right. We need to have 100 Commander Jenny Yahannas, you know what I'm saying, across the globe, 100 Captain Tazar Yaks, 100 Captain Tazars, you know what I'm saying, all across, you know what I'm saying, this nation. And of course, we will be fixed overnight, you know what I'm saying, by simply being taught the truth, you know what I'm saying, which is why, of course, we invited Jenny Yahanna to come down to do this lecture in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Our demon is real. It's going to be banging. We want everybody to show their support. Fly down there, get down there, and we're going to pack the houses. We're going to throw as many people in there as we can. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, if you can't get you in there, we're going to have it online as well. We ask for everybody to support. This needs to be supported. Support this like the Christian church. Support them cats that's telling you lies every day that done destroyed our people, man. So other than that, that was all I wanted to say, Cap.
I appreciate it. I think that's so important. If I could chime in too with what you and Commander Jenny Yahanna was talking about, when we talk about a woman raising a kid, like when Commander Jenny Yahanna said you hate the disciplinarian side, but you love the nurturing side, it's because a woman was never supposed to be a disciplinarian. And so all these kids, these boys, when you see them outside yelling, the reason why they're yelling because they picked up how to discipline from their mother. Now imagine if you was raised by your father, your total discipline in mind state would be how your father acted. but now you ain't got the father in the house, so now you just got your mother. And so now because your mother yelled, your discipline comes from yelling, being irate, being emotional, acting like a woman. And that's why we're so emotional as young black men. And then when a man comes around and give you some, this a small token. If y'all ever saw that movie, The Equalizer, right? The second movie of The Equalizer. In the second movie of The Equalizer, right? That young boy took a liking to Denzel Washington, right? The young boy comes into Denzel Washington's house. When he comes into Denzel Washington's house, Denzel Washington is cooking food on the stove. The boy immediately goes to the stove to put his hands in the food. Denzel smacks his hand. And he's like, you don't do that. He said, I do that with your mother. I do that with my mother. He says, I'm not your mother. Just something that small is what black men miss when they have discipline. When you have discipline, you learn what to do. You learn what not to do from your father. And then the care and nurturing, like what Commander Yahanna brought out, what Abraham knew, what Isaac needed. Now, you definitely need that side. But if these young boys had fathers in their lives, you wouldn't see this violence that you see at the level that you do. You wouldn't see the overly emotional, all they know how to do is react. Well, you wouldn't see it as much as you do. But when you raised by a woman's voice is I know my mama, listen, my mother would eventually get my father because even her voice was irritating to me, disciplining me. It didn't sound right. My father's voice, like there was a comedian that said when the mother be trying to get you to do something, she's screaming at the top of her lungs. But daddy said, hey, sit down. And that's all it takes. And everybody sits down. Everybody does what the father said. And that's all he had to say. It didn't take a whole lot of screaming and stuff like that. And that's what we missing. And on the subject of demons, you black women that kicked that man out the house and raising them kids, that's the demon. The demon convinced you that you can do it by yourself. America convinced you, that independent woman, which is weird because you dependent when you letting the man dominate you and impregnate you, but then you become instantly independent when it comes to raising a child, and the child is the one thing that is guaranteed to be dependent. A child is not born into this world to not depend on a father, to not depend on a mother, and then you women take away that very necessary dependency that a child is lacking. And that's what we're seeing. Children that have lacked the dependency of a father. Are you?
Damn right. And if I could, was you still talking, Salaki?
No, it's like I was gonna try to piggyback off something that Captain. I'll yield to you. Salaki.
I just wanted to add to what Tazaryak was saying, that also too, a lot of the things that help young black men is having no way to get around that discipline. Like you hear a lot of the reason you get vexed by your mother's voice a lot of times is because you know instinctively by her aggravation that you don't have to listen to it. You know that this listening to her is only because she's so aggravated.
Right.
Like you begin to learn a bad lesson. And here's the bad lesson you learn. You learn that the people who are trying to discipline you you might be able to get around them. And if you begin to think you can get around them, you begin to lose all discipline. Right. The reason your father only has to say, sit down is because, of course, if you don't sit down at that point, it won't be a discussion.
Right.
It'll be a domination on you. Like, you get ready to get moved on. And when you have that gives you enough pause to make proper decisions. When you grow up in the house with a mother, you don't have that pause to make that proper decision. And I just, if I could, I don't want to take nothing away from the sisters in this respect, because them demons come from both ends. There's a lot of sick brothers that also don't understand the rules of being in a house and raising children. Right. A lot of brothers become jealous of their own children. Like there's some sicknesses, man, that has risen up among us from demons that's causing all kind of destruction among us. Okay, within us. A lot of brothers, if you, I don't, how you believe that you're going to have a relationship at all with a woman if you do not be masculine. A lot of you brothers out there that listen to your grandmamas in church and you trying to be masculine. I mean, you trying to not be masculine, but still trying to be in a relationship with a woman. You are damaging that woman, and eventually you're going to destroy that household, which is going to destroy those children's chance of growing up in a solid household. I'm telling you, we all grew up like that, and now through the grace and mercy of the Lord, we got the truth, and now we able to change that. We able now to take the tools that Christ gave us and cast them demons out from among us, which is what we need. We got to cast all them demons in relationships, in how we deal with people in the world, people on our jobs, in the truth, in business, all those things. We got to reset into his right place. Relationships would not be difficult if we understood what is supposed to happen in a relationship. If we, if we understood proper love, not emotional love. If we understood those things, we would cast off these demons that got us destroying and fighting and at each other's throat all day, all the time. So we're going to be able to go into this, Lord allow, in Detroit, August 2nd. We're going to, Lord allow, we're going to be able to go into these demons, man, and break down. Because if I could, we are so brainwashed in believing that demons are like you see in The Exorcist, some entity that gets inside you that makes you vomit and spit all over yourself, make your head turn around 360 degrees, or what you see in the horror house in a carnival or something like that. When the worst demons in the world are the nicest demons in the world, namely your slave master.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the scriptures call him the most cunning beast of the field. Like his wiles are the worst wiles than ever. And you don't see him coming until it's too late. But now Christ has given us the tools to fight that. And why it's so important, if I could, just to add real quick, one last piece on top of it. Here's the reason why it's so important. Because fighting them forces is what lead us to establishing those things that are right. And that's all it takes. Once that establishment begins among us as a people, and we begin to set those rules, then we will push all the forces out and set up whatever we want. We'll set up whatever we want to do, we'll set it up. We've been living a life of dead people and don't even know it. We've been living a life of dead people. Every young brother and sister would be inventing things and creating things and mastering things. Every household would have all the help it needs. I mean, I talked to a sister just the other day. She got a grown ass son. He's about 6'1", 265 pounds, and he's about 13. And he will not. The grass, her front lawn is about the length of a standard car, about 15 feet of front grass. She can't get him to cut the grass. 15 feet. You can walk it in 5 steps, and he will not go out and cut the grass. That's the kind of forces we got to end. We got to end the forces in him, because there's a world of creativity in him. There's a world of possibilities in him. There's a world of strength in him. What happened that made him unable to do it? Also, too, I don't know if I'm gonna have this done by then, but I'm putting together a test. A test to test. It's a self-test. If anybody wants to take it, it's a test to see if you are voluntarily being held back by demons. You're going to be able to take this test, and by taking this test, you're going to be able to see that something in your psyche is making you unable to be the best person you could be. I'm hoping to have it by then, but
that's going to be necessary.
Right, like a level of self-examination among us is going to be necessary, and as we do that self-examination and begin to spread it out among our brothers and sisters, we're going to be able to start to fix and heal ourselves as a nation, as a people. And then as it gets worse and worse and worse, we'll be able to move into the positions we need to move into to help pull all our brothers and sisters up out of it. We have to become righteous social experts.
Right.
To help each other and to help all those brothers and sisters that are out there. And so we'll rise to that occasion. We'll rise to that occasion, cast out these forces, man, and learn how to deal with one another, learn how to deal in a relationship, especially in relationships. Oh my goodness, man. They have twisted up relationships so deep that you don't know what you're doing in a relationship anymore. And that's because you listen into all kind of forces that are trying to convince you that what you're doing in those relationships are right. And many a times it's wrong, and convince you that some of the things you do that are wrong, when in fact they are absolutely right and absolutely something that you should be doing. So again, the bottom line comes down to all about helping ours because of what we're in front of, what we're up against, and what's in front of us. Black leadership has failed. Your black leadership has done a horrible job with us. They sold us out, sold us down the river. You understand? The most educated blacks in America have all kind of philosophies of how some of us just gonna have to, suffer and be on the bottom for the rest of us to do good, or whatever the case may be. I don't buy into none of that. Christ said none of mine are lost. You understand? We warring for the whole kingdom. We're gonna lose a lot, but we warring for the entire kingdom, man, to gain every brother and sister that we can and turn them back to Yahushua, man.
And with what you just said is the perfect segue for what I was trying to piggyback off with Captain Nazak as well as Captain Malaquad. And it's basically that. So I've been hearing the underlining tone, you know what I'm saying, for the evening, like what's been a repeated theme is basically leadership. And I've been doing this show with Captain Nazar. How long have we been doing the show?
2014.
2014. What's the math on that?
10 years.
10 years. 10 years. Is it 10 years? So we're doing that? Yeah. We've been doing this, you know what I'm saying, this show for a decade.
Wow.
And I've heard callers for years say, I've been watching you for years. I've heard callers call up and they say, I'm new to the truth. I'm watching this person. I'm watching that person. And there's something very important that I want for anybody who's looking for a leader, for anybody who's looking to be fed, for anybody who's looking to actually serve the Most High in Christ. And that's, you have to look for a father like Commanding General Yahanna and not look for a big brother, not look for a mother. You understand? You need to look for somebody who's actually going to be the authority in the house. And what I find so often is that there are brothers and sisters out there who, in their search for the truth, settle for an older brother because big bro doesn't give you curfew. Big bro isn't as strict. Some of the things that I always hear is, man, yo, the ISUPK strict. Man, the ISUPK got discipline. Man, those brothers are hardcore. Man, those brothers come harder than us because we were raised by a father. You understand? We turned around and we had somebody who, you understand, showed us tough love. Maybe even sometimes had to pull out the belt. Do you understand? Don't think I was perfect. I got the shit checked out of me. Salakia. You understand? And it made me a better person because I had pops in the crib. You understand? They were able to burn out them impurities. So to everybody who's been watching, to anybody who hears the sternness or thinking that this is a radical approach, this is what fixes you. This is the solution. So for any of you who is still playing the fence, you understand, for any of you who's sitting on the sidelines in that self-examination that Commander General Yahanna is talking about, ask yourself, what's holding me back from letting, what am I running from letting my pops correct me? What am I running from submitting to his authority? You understand? What am I running from actually turning around and serving the Lord? And then now you need to know that you need to boot up or shut up. So in your search, don't settle for convenience. Don't settle for comfort. Don't settle, you understand it, as far as for what you're accustomed to, because you have to conform to the Lord's program and not settle for something that's your own device. Don't go somewhere that fits you. Go to what fits the Lord.
And if I could back you on, was you done on that, Op?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I yield. Slack.
If I can add to you, because for sure the other nations are now being your daddy.
That's
Right.
Right now, every nation that wants to
right, sir.
rape, rob, and murder God's 12 tribes, they your daddy right now. They the ones just taking you to task every day.
That's
You're struggling every day in this empire, and it's going higher and higher. It's even wiping out the black middle class, and it's going up and up and up and up. And it's because everybody is taking you apart. Everybody's taking you apart, and you have no cohesiveness. You don't have the Lord's protection on you. You're doing mad evil against the Most High, and this is what's causing us to be in this situation. So you're right. Like, you need to get into this body and learn really how we need to fight against these forces. You know what I mean? How we need to fight against all the things that push us back. That's why I said back then, we don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
Right.
That's right.
So what we need, we got that man in the White House, and he turned our sons into homosexuals.
That's right.
The biggest campaign of black homosexuality or LGBTQ, proliferation was done under Barack Obama. What he did to us was a horrible abomination. And what's being done to us under Kamala Harris, another so-called leader that we look at, what's being done in the abortion world under Kamala Harris is irreprehensible. And you know what I'm saying? And why haven't black men, and that's what I'm saying, you black men, you hiding under a rock. You hiding under a rock while your sons shoot up a car with 4 babies in it. You hiding under a rock. You're like a scared ass chump. You understand? While your son runs the street and shoots up the damn place. You ain't even willing to stand up and fight for him and pull him up out that world. You ain't willing to stand up with your brothers and fight against that evil. You understand? You're not willing to do that. I don't know what Mike Trout talking about, but Mike, we are not talking about mega. Okay? MAGA, whatever they call it. Because Donald Trump has no good intention for us. I got bad news for you. Donald Trump got no good intention for you hillbillies in them hills of the Midwest that think he's on your side. He has no good intention for you. His intentions is to make you good subjects. And he'll give you a little trinket above the niggas, but you ain't getting much. And you're gonna find out that's not gonna work. And when it doesn't work, they'll be looking the other way. But I divert. Like under these black leaders, if you leave it to Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, I mean, black people will have damn near no children left. And you know what I do wonder all the time, and I pray the Lord reveal it to us. We having so many children in the black community. We have so many children in the black community that are being born with autism and other illnesses. And we've gone from having 10 to 13 children in our marriages down to maybe 1 or 2. 3 is usually the max. It's rare to see 4 these days. And as a result, so my question is, what are we eating and drinking and breathing that has caused our birth rate to go down so low, and so many of our children to have this autism? You understand? And Mike, again, Big Mike, you know what I'm saying? Mike Trout. I don't know if you're talking about us being professional victims, but you bring up such an excellent point, Mike. You bring up an excellent point. Like, you call us professional victims when white America is acting right now. The MAGA movement right now is to take back America. Remember, it was to make America great again. Now it's like take back America. So my question is, who do you have to take America back from? Because you're the professional victim.
Right.
White people are masters at being the victim. Like, who the hell could even mess with America? You understand? Who could even mess with America when you talking about you got to take America back. You got to be strong again. You got to, I forget what's their slogan this year. I forget what their slogan is.
We'll make America great.
I think that was last year's slogan. I forget what the slogan is this year. But you are you white people are professional victims. You are professional victims. You really heartbroken that it was a white boy that shot at Donald Trump.
Right.
If it had been a black boy that shot at Donald Trump, you would have been the happiest white people on the planet. Because it would have given you carte blanche to do what you love to do, which is murder and destroy us. And act like you're the victim. We've got to take our cities back. Take them back from who? From black people? Black people don't make anything in these cities. They're piling up on trains and buses trying to get to work to pay their bills. They ain't making money off of these cities. But you are. But you got to take back these cities. You got to get America back. You got to stop this agenda 20. What is it? Agenda. This whole teaching about black people
1611, sir.
1611 or whatever that thing is called. You got to take. You got to take. You're the one teaching that you're a professional victim, when we're the ones that's been your victim for 450 years. We've been your victim, and we still haven't even figured out who our identity is. We still having arguments on whether Jesus Christ is black or not. That's how destroyed we are. We having arguments on whether or not he's even a black man. That's what we having arguments about. Right. We having arguments about getting black men. Imagine this. We having arguments about how to get black men back into black houses. And you white people acting like you're the victim. Like, who these black people? Who, they're so horrible. Mike, why don't you get on our side? Why don't you say why don't you be against the things that your leaders do to destroy us? Why don't you be against the Central Intelligence Agency selling drugs in the ghettos in the 80s and God knows what else? Why don't you be against those things? Why aren't you championing the destruction of Planned Parenthood for destroying black and Latino babies, man? Right. Since we're so delusional, help us out of our delusion. So you're the professional victim. Go ahead, General.
I wanted to add, sir, like, white people are so good at being a professional victims that they turn the shooter into a victim.
Yes.
The first thing they did with the shooter, sir, was they showed a video of him getting bullied in school. Like when Mike Brown got deleted or unalived by that police officer, the first thing they did was play a video of him supposedly stealing some cigars out of a store. So the cop that shot and killed him did not know of the video. He did it because he was jaywalking. He did it because that's what white people do. When this cat shot and attempted to kill Donald Trump, they playing videos. Number one, they went to his high school. So now the other white people are saying, yeah, he used to get bullied in school. And then they showing videos of him being bullied. So now white people are sympathetic for the shooter and the victim. Think about that. They sympathetic for Trump. Oh, we feel bad for him getting shot. And then for the shooter, oh, he was bullied. That's why he had to do it. And then yes, sir.
So like you, Cat, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Cap.
No, you good, sir.
But I had to say, Cap, they fired the damn shooter the next day. The man saved Trump's life, and they fired him the next day because he killed a white boy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it don't get no more protecting the victim and victim blaming than white people.
Yes.
White people galvanize and run with being a victim.
Yes.
They created a Karen. What is a Karen? A white victim complaining about something that's not really happening to her, but just creates an environment where she's being so-called victimized. There ain't a greater victim on the planet than a white person. Period.
Yeah. Y'all got, if I could, was you done, Cap Salaki?
Yeah, I was done, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. If y'all could, fam, just let me talk to Mike just for a second more.
So yes, sir.
All right. Just for a second more, fam. I promise you, we gonna get back to teaching. Yo, man, Mike. Here's my question: you brought up a very interesting point when you said you with us on the CIA stuff, but at some point the black community has to take responsibility. Okay, now let me ask you two questions if I could, Mike, in the chat room. One, when you say take responsibility, do you mean that we should make decisions that fix the situation that's going on in the black community? Yes or no? Please answer me that first question. Because then I want to propose to you a series of things that I think we should want. And I want to know if you would be in agreement with it. Okay, so you say it. So Mike is saying yes. So here's what you missing, Mike. Okay, here's what you missing. If we as black people decide that the way to fix the black community completely is to get away from you as white people, is to have our own space away from you, would you agree that that would be all right? No, I'm not saying reparations, Mike. I'm not saying reparations at all.
Want to pay for shit?
Okay, it's worse than reparations. My question is, if we decide that it's best for us to get away from you to help ourselves, would you be in agreement with that?
Also, too, Mike, I put the link in the chat if you wanted to join as well.
Oh, that'd be excellent.
Yeah, to Mike, I put the link in the chat. If you click that link, you could actually come in. The phone number is at the bottom if you wanted to call in. So you don't have to just type. You can actually click that link and join, or you can call the phone line. Let me see the phone lines. You can call the phone line and join.
Yes, you should join us, Mike, because I believe white people don't understand how evil they are.
Right.
Because you don't understand. You say we should take responsibility. Nobody can take responsibility for what's going on with them while they're being attacked.
Right.
You understand? Like you want black people to fix black people. How do we fix black people when you are attacking black people? When you are plotting to destroy the economy of black people? When you have an entire industry in Hollywood run by white Jews that totally promote information and dogma and music and entertainment to psychologically destroy black people. Like, how could you take responsibility for that? How can you take Kanye West proved that to you when he was opening up his fashion line and spoke up against the people who were ruling over him and controlling him, like they destroyed him or tried to destroy him. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, I'm not hearing from you, Mike.
Hey, yeah, General.
In the chat room, I'm trying to get you some floor here.
I was about to say, General, when you posed the question, we ain't see no more comments since you posed the question.
Right, and if you're black, Mike, that's even better. And by the way, I like trout fishing too. I love some trout fishing. I was just telling my wife, I'm thinking about one way if we could go buy us a used, beat up, broken down boat and maybe fix it up and go out and do some fishing. Of course, we poor, we can't buy the yacht, but we can get an old broken one and fix it up a little bit. But you said you answered several times, but you didn't answer my specific question, Mike.
Right.
My specific question. And I'll make it more specific. If black people decide that the best thing for us is to separate from you, from white America, if you're white, from white America, would you be in favor of it if that was our decision? Come on, Mike. Don't take you that long to type.
It don't.
Because I got to drop you down and go back to teaching. I was trying to do the floor.
Yeah, sir. Before you asked that question, he was typing his ass off, sir. Now,
yes, he was.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now
if black people want to separate, then yes, okay. If black people you constantly do it anyway. Okay. If black people want to separate and move to a certain part of the country to be away from you, you would be in favor of. Come on, Mike. You would be in favor. I'm just reacting it in a more clarifying way. And you white people love to come at Katazar. Big shout out to Captain Katazar. 10 years of fighting. Okay, so that means you agree. 10 years of fighting all you racist white people and black people who hate a black man that got some light skin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who hate a black. Meanwhile, back in the day, you couldn't get no meat around Katazar. You get around Katazar, you wouldn't even get a woman because Katazar was getting all the damn women. Now y'all mad at him. He should have had 100 kids by now. So big shout out to Katazar and his light skin. You know, man, and Josiah ain't that much darker than Katazar. Both of y'all. Why y'all hating on the light skinned brothers, man?
And he got the 30 ribs. I said he got the 30
ribs. So my point is this. Like, if black people made the decision to actually help themselves, Mike, your people would destroy them, because what you don't understand is that your people do not want us to ever fix our situation. Your people just need an scapegoat to abuse. Your people need somebody to beat down and attack. That's what you need. You don't want us to be free. You don't want us to fix young black men. You don't want to see young black men opening up business and standing on their own 2 feet and building their own army and teaching their own people and leading their own families. You don't want to see that. Go ahead, Mike. You got the floor. If I could.
Hey, Mike Trout, when you say, can I say something? The phone line is 917. Put the phone number in the chat. Put it in the chat.
I think Mike might prefer to just be a little more anonymous. You know how it is out here.
Yeah,
they don't want to put themselves out there too much, which is fine. But answer my questions is what I'm asking. And yes, Mike, ask a question. But my argument is simply this. My argument is the United States of America goes into all countries around the world to influence them, to economically enslave them, to bring them into poverty, to steal their natural resources, to steal whatever they can take from them. Yeah. And the same is being done in the Black and Latino community. How naive are you, Mike, to believe that the Black and Latino community can just go and help themselves and build themselves up and take responsibility, and there'll be no backlash from white America? I brought this out last week. If black people woke up tomorrow, okay, let's hear what Mike got to say. You think everyone is obsessed with your color like you are. No one else acts this way. It's strange. See Jesus and open your mind and your eyes. That is a very naive answer, Mike, and I'm going to explain what I mean. Like, you are obsessed with our color. You are obsessed with our identity. You just don't say it because you're winning with it. You're winning with it. If you're a white man, Mike, you know. What's his name from earlier? Hippa, Hula, whatever the hell his name was that was coming at Katazar. I bet you he could answer this question. You're not going to tell me that every day in America, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of white people sit around the dinner table talking about us, everything wrong with us. It's on the 6 o'clock news every night.
Good night.
You're discussing us day and night, Mike. You understand? You discussing how we are the enemy. You need us as the enemy. You need us as the problem. You understand? Because if we were to become strong, independent, and powerful, it would destroy the economies of countries around the world. If we just took back the black hair care products, both India and South Korea's economy would tank, would crumble to the ground. If black people just stop buying white products in America for one day, the stock market would nearly crash. The stock market would take a tumble like you've never seen before. If we stopped being the slaves in this empire would come near to falling apart. You don't understand that, Mike, because you're one of those hillbillies waiting on Donald Trump to save you. You're probably one of those hillbillies waiting on Donald Trump to come and save America, to save it from where it's going, when America ain't going nowhere. You understand? Like America, if you pull us out of the program of America, America falls. Don't you know by cutting us off is how every nation is able to come here and do business? Don't you know that? Don't you know that if not for destroying us, black people would own all your gas stations and not the Arabs. If not for destroying us, black people would own all of your restaurants. You put us on your pancake boxes. You put us on your rice boxes. You talked about how wonderful we cook for years. Don't you know if you didn't destroy us, there would be no room for Chinese restaurants? It'd be no room for nobody else. So you wipe us out every day and then complain about us after you do it.
Right. That's
the psychological warfare of slavery. Pharaoh did the exact same thing, which is why it was so important. Pharaoh turned around and said, we were idle. That's why we want to be free. Meanwhile, we were working to death to make him rich and powerful. We made the Egyptian empire the richest empire in the world. And guess what? Pharaoh hated us for it. That's Pharaoh beat us down for it. Pharaoh enslaved us for it. And guess what? We made America the greatest empire in the world. We did inventions for you. Like, Muhammad always says on the tape with the white girl, we fought your wars. We fought all your wars, man. We build your empire. And more than just your country. The West Indians delivered England back into the hand of the Queen. Those Nazis were going to bomb England into the Stone Age because they had cut the fuel off from England. What's his name? Churchill was near defeat when they called on the Caribbean, in Trinidad in particular, to bring oil through those Caribbean islands to avoid the Nazi U-boats, which delivered the oil to fuel the planes, to bomb Nazi Germany until America finally got the bomb. No, Mike, you're missing the point. The statement you're making is a very good point. You're missing the point. This has never been about white people, Mike. It's never been about your people. It's about being enslaved under another empire.
Right.
That's what it's about. Pharaoh was not white, but what Pharaoh did is what America did, which is why I lump Pharaoh in the same category with America. This is not about your skin color. This is about your race oppressing our race. Okay, if you want further proof, I make it clear. Egypt was a brown-skinned people, was a so-called black people, not black, but an African country. And they enslaved black people. So that was black on black, so to speak. Okay, it was African on black. So this is not about that, Mike. If we're going to be honest jurists about what's best for Black America, let's be honest jurists. Hating white people does not help us one bit. But fighting the oppression of white people is what we have to do to survive and to thrive. So this is not about hating white people. I've never had really a hard time with white people. I've never, I had to work with white people, been around white people. I've really never had a hard time with white people. But I know that white people are the devil the Bible speaks of because of what you do to my people. It has nothing to do with how I treat you or how you treat me and all that. We could be we could be cordial and good business people and all that. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. What is important is your people oppressing my people? Right. And the answer is yes, in every single way. Why is it so important to America? Why is it so important to America that we kill 350,000 of our babies every year? Why does the U.S. government spend $500 million promoting the death of our children? You understand? Why does he do that? You know what I mean? And let me explain something to you. Let me wait a minute. Let me explain something to you. Mike is getting aggressive here. Wait a minute. I like that you assume I'm white. You could be black or white. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You're in a white mindset, Mike. You're in a white mindset. Whether you're black, Asian, whatever. You think like a white man.
That's right.
Your mindset is like a white man. You understand? I wouldn't be surprised if you're black. There's plenty of black people that come on this platform and other platforms and hate us. Hate us as much as white people hate us. And I see it all the time. And I understand it. I don't mean to cut you off, Cap. I just want to say one last thing. But what you're missing, Mike, what you're missing is we can take responsibility for what we've caused. But will white America start with its responsibility of 400 years of slavery? Will it start with its responsibility of intergenerational destruction of our people? Will it take its responsibility in this respect? There is no possible way on the face of the earth that after World War II, that America and England could tell the white Jews that they had to work it out and get along with the Nazis.
Right.
And you and I know, Mike, that if that were the case, that the Nazis would have systematically destroyed the economy of the white Jews, would have systematically made them an underclass citizen, would have systematically demonized them in Germany. And right now in Germany in 2024, we would be hearing about the protests and struggle of white Jews because of the years and years of racism of the Nazis. But you know what they did instead? You know what America and England did instead? They went and stole the land of other people and set the Nazis up. I mean, and set the white Jews up with their own land, their own government, their own military, their own strength and power. That's what they did. You know why they did it? Because they knew it was impossible to get both of them to live together after the massive abuse and killing that was done by Adolf Hitler. My question to you is, would you support the same thing? Would you be able to look at, like, if we're left outside of your ability to harm us, then we have no excuse. And I agree with you on that. But under the foot of you to tell us we have to fix our situation when we've been under your foot for 450 years and you've been racist towards us ever, up to this day. White supremacists are walking around having protests in Tennessee right now based on Donald Trump running for office because they think he's a Proud Boy or a white supremacist.
Right.
You understand? See, now you want to divert to Christ because you want to divert to Christ and the man in the mirror because you have no answer, Mike.
Right.
You have no answer. You just proved that to us. You have no answer. See, you want to stop us from complaining, what you consider complaining. You want to stop us from, as you call it, making ourselves a professional victim. But when we raise the issues to you, Mike, you just want us to look in the mirror. You understand? You want us to just look in the mirror. I think, Mike, you need to recognize that a horrific crime has been committed and continuously committed by white America. You understand? Like a horrible, horrible crime has been done. And you're not willing to face responsibility. And here's a lesson since you quoted the scriptures. Let me help you out. Let me help you out, Mike. Pharaoh didn't listen when he was told either. And God wiped out the Egyptian empire.
That's right.
So another common theme, when one person oppresses another person, there's a common theme that comes from the oppressor. And that common theme is the oppressor's inability to have empathy for their victim, Mike. White America can't hear our pain. White America can't hear our suffering. White America can't hear our poverty. White America can't hear us dying in the abortion clinics. White America can't hear when they pour drugs in our neighborhood. White America can't hear when they use banking laws to enslave us and take our homes from us. White America can't hear when they propagandize us on the 6 o'clock news every night to demonize us into society. White America can't hear us, Mike. White America doesn't hear us. So guess what? Eventually, white America is going to have to hear God like Pharaoh did.
That's right.
And God killed the firstborn child in every home in Egypt. God is a much, much better teacher. Because if God put a plague in America that killed the firstborn son of every white man in America, guess what? You won't be blaming us for, you won't be telling us pull ourselves up by our bootstraps then. You won't be telling us at some point you black people got to take responsibility. You won't be saying that then. You'll be saying, go, get away from us. What we did to you is evil. Take our jewelry, take our houses, take our money, take our gold, take whatever you want. Take it all. Just leave us from what we did to you. We don't want no more parts of it. That's what will happen, Mike. That's the part you're missing right there. Since you're such a biblical man and you're such a scriptural man, you understand? Pharaoh didn't hear us either, but he will hear us. The problem is, will he hear us before the Red Sea gets parted and the entire Egyptian army drowns? Or will he hear us after it's too late? Because this drowning is going to come from global thermonuclear bombs. This one coming now? Oh, this won't be the sea opening up. This will be global thermonuclear bombs dropping on America from all over the world, Mike. Happy trout fishing, buddy. I yield.
Good. What kind? Now, you know what I find? I don't know if Mike is a brother or not. If he is, I find he's either gonna fall victim to the propaganda of trying to blame us for our own oppression. And if he is a white man, this is what I know. 99% of the time, he's either not going to answer the question, but let's say he wanted to be transparent and work with you, General, and answer. I know immediately after, he's going to find a way to position him and his people and make it about them and their issues over ours. Without fail, it happens with any room I go in, on Clubhouse, in Twitter Spaces, anywhere around the world. And when I'm on the corner, I know if a heathen comes up and talks to me, he's trying to make it about a heathen issue. He's trying to take the attention off of us and immediately start talking about their problems or what's going on with another nation who needs help.
Can I back your words up, Kat?
Please, sir, please.
A perfect example for Mike and others like him. A perfect example for you is what happened after a police officer kneeled on the neck of a black man for 9 minutes and killed him slowly while he begged for his mother until the life was sucked out of his soul. And what did you white people do? You said blue lives matter. You said all lives matter.
Right.
That's what you said. You didn't say what we did to black people and black men is worse than we've ever done to any other nation. Nobody in the streets of America has ever died like he died. And those that died like him, and so many, many, many more like him. You didn't say that, Mike. You didn't say at some point white America has to take responsibility for what they're doing in the black community. You didn't say that, Mike.
Right.
You didn't say that. You want black America to take responsibility, but you didn't call for white America to take responsibility. You understand? Like, what happened, Mike? What happened? Don't call for this is for all white America. Don't call for the black community to take responsibility, and you not willing to take no responsibility for what the white community, I don't want to say no, because you did say you was with the CIA thing, but you got to take responsibility for what white America has done. You understand? Yes, white America. See, Mike.
You see that white American didn't do that to George.
Yes. See, Mike. See,
who did it? Like,
I tried to help him, Cat.
I heard you say, you was like, no, I don't want to say that. And then he put that right in the chat and say,
see, Mike, I was trying to help you, buddy. I was trying to help you. White America did do that to George Floyd, because white America created the culture that created that police officer, Mike. White America has been lynching and killing black people by the hands of police officers since the turn of the century, Mike. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? That white America, that the paddy wagon was created for runaway slaves? Don't you get it, Mike? Don't you get that the paddy wagon and the slave catchers became the police officers, Mike? Don't you get it, man? You understand? How did black America do that, Mike? When white America controls our music, when white America controls the songs that cops listen to, when white America makes TV shows and movies like Law and Order where they regularly abuse black people on TV, when white America is the one that plays black people on the 6 o'clock news in the worst light ever, and then comes right behind it and shows how wholesome and wonderful white people are. See, Mike, you out of touch, man. You're a bad judge of right and wrong. White America did create that. White America did create that police officer. White America created a white police officer that would have no empathy for what he's done to black people. Didn't you see the riots in the 60s when we begged for civil rights, Mike? Didn't you see what you had created? Didn't you see the dogs being sicked on us, the nightsticks busting our heads open, our women being kicked in the vagina by well-dressed, uniformed, tactical police officers? Didn't you see it, Mike? Didn't you see what they did? Didn't you see it? Can't you see anything, Mike? Can't you see anything that white America has done? Can't you see it? Of course you can. Of course you can.
All right.
Sad, Mike, that you can't see the destruction of your empire coming. You can't see it enough to say it's time to make a change towards doing the right thing by black people. But don't worry, that time is coming where you will see it. You will be able to see it. You will suffer it. And guess what? In that day now, nobody will feel sorry for you. Just like they didn't feel sorry for Pharaoh. Just like nobody feels sorry for him when they read about him today. Don't nobody say, damn, that was sad what happened to Pharaoh. God killed his firstborn son and wiped out his army and destroyed his whole country. You understand? Nobody will feel bad for you. Max 0426, you got it right. Said, why would they? It's not in them. You ain't lying. So I yield on that one.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, sir. So we kind of end the show at midnight, sir. We went a little bit past the time. We were trying to get the engagement with Mike. So I didn't know if there was anything you wanted to say in closing before we close the show, sir.
I just wanted to say that for us to make a moral change, right? We have to make a mental change, man, that pushes us into a higher moral state. And that mental change we got to make is we got to begin to fight the forces of darkness, the demons, the things that try to influence us every day. I hope everybody can come out and join me August 2nd in Detroit, Michigan. You can go on our website and find out all the information. It's all across the line. Hopefully we can put it in the chat room. And we'll be out there, man, Friday night, breaking bread, having drinks, and talking and discussing this very, very important topic and how we could move forward in it I hope everybody can come out and join us. I want to tell y'all the water for having me on the platform. 10 years. Y'all been slaying them for 10 years.
That's right,
on
sir.
this platform. Go ahead, Israel. Go ahead. Two badass cats, man, that are not fearless. You understand? Like, that's what we need. More fearless brothers, man. That'll stand up. Like, stop being a bitch.
Right.
Stand the hell up, man.
Thanks.
Mike don't even want to face the smallest thing that white America does. He don't even want to. He don't want to. You know, he give you the CIA and drugs. That's it. That's all America's doing. That's it. Nothing else. Please, please. So, but we got good, strong brothers like yourselves, man, holding this work down, doing this thing, man. It's a pleasure to be in the game with y'all. The water.
The water to you, sir.
The water.
And with that, we'll see y'all next Thursday. Look forward to Cross the Line. Y'all know, tune in every Thursday night from 10 p.m. to midnight. Until next time, shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Shalom, yo.
Shalom, sir. Salaki. Alawapan ya. Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabrak.
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shabrak. The water.
The water, sir.